Hi, everyone, and welcome to J. Doyle Field at East Brunswick High School. Gordy Deal alongside Phil Peterson getting set for the East Brunswick girls and the Old Bridge Knights in a girls' high school soccer match under the lights here at J. Doyle Field. Phil Peterson, what are you expecting from this game?
Well, Gordy, Old Bridge is going to try to bounce back from the pacing they took from the Bears early in the season, 8-1 over at their own place. It's really a contrast of styles. Old Bridge has a senior-laden team, experienced. They feel they can do it. On the other hand, the Bears come in with a pretty youthful lineup, which has really started to gel lately, and you're going to see some tremendous freshman play out here by the youngsters.
All right, so it'll be 6-3 Old Bridge against 7-1-1 East Brunswick. Stand by.
Both teams getting final instructions from their coaches and captains. Cold night here. We'll go through the starting lineups for you. In the white jerseys, green shorts with green numbers. For the East Brunswick Bears, you have at sweeper Justine Barbado. Outside back, Alana Unger and Bonnie Reese. Stoppers, Stephanie Simi and Laura Alhart. At midfield, be Ashley Stapleton, Tara Davis, and Carrie Devine. And up top for the Bears, freshman Heather O'Reilly and senior Lauren Hendricks. And minding the goal will be junior Melissa Ruff. For the Old Bridge Lady Knights, they have Stephanie Lucci in goal. Forwards Kim Johnston and Jen Rebello. Midfielders Alexis Brook, Jen Cassio, Lisa Kelleher. And the go-to person for the Knights, Jen Spadafino. And on defense, Crystal Capasso, Deanna Piovazin, Erin Walsh, and sweeping will be Stephanie Alvino.
Phil's an Old Bridge. They've won 6 out of their last 7 games. 5 of those games have been shutouts. But it was that thumping early on in the season to the same East Brunswick club, 8-1, that kind of lingers in the back of their mind, despite the fact that they've played well as of late. And Lucci has been tough in goals. You mentioned the 5 shutouts, but you know that game 1 encounter with East Brunswick is still in the back of their minds.
Well, they've got to find a way to get off the schneid only from a mentality standpoint. As you said, they've had 5 shutouts in a row, but then they got thumped by Piscataway the other day. We're underway here from J. Doyle Field on a cool, crisp fall evening. Play all on the far side of the field so far. Old Bridge breaking down the right side. No help though. Forward's gonna try to go one-on-one. Kim Johnson loses it, and we'll have a goal kick. Should be a challenge trying to read these black numbers on purple shirts under the fluorescent lights tonight, huh, Gordy?
Yeah, whoever dreamed up those, I guess, didn't anticipate a lot of radio or television action for these girls.
Well, if it was radio, we could make these things up. Ball touched too far. Tara Davis through the middle. Goes left side to Lauren Hendricks. Hendricks back again, looking for O'Reilly in the middle, just out of her reach. Nice play over to Simi, trying to set up. Old Bridge pulling way up, trying to trap the Bears offside. They react well. Cross over to Davis, first shot, off the iron. Head back in over the crossbar. Bears with a quick opportunity just over a minute into the match. Something Old Bridge did not want to have happen. 2 quick shots, both by Davis, one off the iron and one just over the iron.
You know, we'll take a look at what Old Bridge is doing. What Rob Lazzi, the head coach, has decided to do is pull Rebello, one of his strikers, and have her just shadow Heather O'Reilly, the freshman for East Brunswick. So Rebello has gone from that forward spot to just shadowing O'Reilly everywhere in the field, and we'll see what that does. 1 to O'Reilly and 2 to the Old Bridge defense, because we can see there they were so concerned about O'Reilly that they left everybody on the weak side open.
Well, they should be concerned. She's leading the team and a conference, and at this point, it's got to be up in the top 5 of the state with 15 goals.
Those two matched up now. I see number 5, Rebello, on number 7 for East Brunswick, Heather O'Reilly. We'll see how that matchup develops.
O'Reilly with a touchback to Stapleton. High cross to Lucci. Tara Davis on the doorstep, but no harm done. Spadafino. Bears coming back again. It's like a mass field as the Old Bridge defenders are keeping a straight line like the pawns in a chess game. Trying to pull an offside trap against the Bears, and O'Reilly would do well to get herself back as she's 10 yards off right now. Old Bridge trying to fight its way down the right side. Quick touch through. Davis comes back. Nice takeaway. Simi looking for space. Stapleton as the Bears try to spread out the field. Nice challenge by Ashley. And touch back through by Crystal Capasso. Bears will get a throw in. Carrie Devine. Alfino trying to clear it out with O'Reilly. All over the field. A danger from any place. Stapleton breaking in. A little too deep for her as Lucci picks it off. And we'll have an offside call.
You know, I think the offsides trap is going to be difficult for Old Bridge to pull off, especially since they're pulling back about 9 players into the defensive third and just leaving one striker up top.
Well, we'll see.
That being Kim Johnston. They're very content to play a lot of defense right now, try to keep the game close, and then maybe they'll put Rebello up forward a little bit later on if the game stays close and try to squeak one goal out of this.
Well, the danger is you could easily give up double-digit goals if you're not playing that trap properly. O'Reilly like a water bug down the right side. Quick cross through, cleared out. Back at it again, trying to find Simi in the middle. Old Bridge with Casio through the middle. Davis a one-timer trying to find Bonnie Reese. Sprint to the ball. Justine Barbado pokes it out with her right foot. Allhart shadowing Rebello up top. Rebello's going to get a work cut out for tonight as she's playing up top on offense, and then she's got to find O'Reilly on defense.
Well, you can clearly see that's what her instructions were, to immediately go on offense and get up in her striker position when Old Bridge wins the ball. And as soon as they are dispossessed, she is to find where Heather O'Reilly is and shadow her everywhere. And that type of defense, that one-on-one, marking the same person all over the field, anywhere in the field, is nothing more than concentration. You have to always be aware of where your man is.
Actually, it looks like they made a change. They have Rebello playing right back, almost right in O'Reilly's shirt. Kim Johnson doing a run up front right now. Hendrick, quick touch over. Attempted header. Barbado with the miss kick. Bonnie Reese over to Allhart. Flicked onto O'Reilly. Breaks through. Nice shadowing job by the Old Bridge defense to keep her away. Simi with the flick on. O'Reilly to Davis. Combination we've seen a lot so far this year. Simi lost one down the middle. Headed out of danger by Erin Walsh. Quick pick up and throw by Old Bridge. We have a call on the far side. O'Reilly and Davis side by side there. Stapleton lurking on the right wing, just quick speed. Lon Unger's got to hustle back now. It's a quick turnover. Little chip. Alexis Brooke is going to sprint onto that one. And Stapleton a little too aggressive on the defensive challenge. Takes down Johnston. Casio with a quick restart down the middle. And Ruffle let that one slide by the net. Early on, 8 minutes into this action, first half, East Brunswick Lady Bears and Old Bridge Knights from J. Doyle Field on a cool, frosty evening. As you alluded to earlier, Old Bridge running off a string of 5 straight shutouts before getting beaten by Piscataway a couple of days ago. Bears, on the other hand, coming fresh off an 8-0 pasting of the J.P. Stevens team. Oh, you never don't make mistakes with O'Reilly there. She breaks in all alone. And she scores. 8.5 minutes into the action. The Lady Bears jump out on top, 1-0, as O'Reilly made the defense pay dearly. Broken all alone, and Lucci had no chance on that. She got a hand on it, but there was nothing she could do about that one.
16th goal of the year for Heather O'Reilly, and we talked about Jen Ribello having the assignment of marking her everywhere on the field, and how much a job like that is just based on concentration 100% of the time. And Heather that time was able to slip past Ribello, got behind the defense a little bit, and just with pure speed was able to outrace Stephanie Alvino for that goal.
You can't stop her. You can only hope to slow her down, and it's going to take more than one person. She will just wear you down. Davis toe pokes it back. Reese become quite a playmaker in the midfield. Feathers it down the left side. Hendricks breaking in. Ball rolls out with that crown, and turn over to Old Bridge. Fresh bodies in for Old Bridge. Simi looking right. O'Reilly. Back to Reese. Over to O'Reilly. Hendricks tries to send Davis through the middle. And if the Bears can hit the weak side, you got Ashley Stapleton seemingly all by herself over here, just begging for a cross. Reese. Quick cross in the box. No problem for Lucci. Alhart one times it back in. O'Reilly with head down, steamrolling through. Still with the ball. Nice chip over to Stapleton. And Reese will settle it down and start the play back up again. Hendricks over on the left. Nice move, slides it past, brings it to the middle.
That looked like a late offsides call that time. Again, Old Bridge, though, still continues to make the heavy commitment to defense, dropping players back every time they're dispossessed of the ball. They immediately flood the box.
Well, their hopes of containing and fighting for a 1-0 victory have gone down the drain real quick here, as now they've got to change their strategy. Nice play by Unger to free herself. And the scoring's not just limited to O'Reilly either. Got Allison Sable with double-digit 10 goals, Tara Davis with 9. Scoring machine. There's not really one person you can key on in this game, because anybody can hurt you at any time.
What a great through ball.
Davis. Ashley Stapleton cutting back into the middle. Davis stumbled a little as she tried to cut that ball in. Justine Barbado with time and space. Nice touch over to Unger. Starting to get a little too cute back there. Playing hot potato, Unger and Barbado. Not quite sure who's going to take charge. Hendrick trying to break free from Pjelvesen. Reese pushed off the ball, has it stripped away. Johnson in turn stripped away. Little bumping, but no harm. Barbado carries, tries to get it down the middle. Quick touch, offside call. Nice call by the official who's right on the ball there. Alexis Brooke tried to hit a quick through pass, but the anxious Old Bridge forward was a little too far ahead of the play.
Need to make a diagonal run in that situation or have the person who has the ball initially carried and try to get that dribble penetration. That eliminates the offsides trap.
Well, Jen Spadafino is the go-to person for Old Bridge. I think she saw pay dirt and just was a little too anxious out there. But again, you're looking in back to front, a couple of freshman players who have gained a lot of experience in the short season so far and a lot of years ahead of them here.
Yeah, it's amazing. You know, not only the freshmen are on the field, but where freshmen are on the field. There's Heather O'Reilly playing the striker spot, leads the team in scoring with now 16 goals. And you have Justine Barbado playing in the sweeper spot tonight. Not only just two freshmen playing, but two freshmen there playing very, very key positions. Middle of the park.
Melissa Ruff will allow Barbado to tie her shoe.
East Brunswick has just come forward like an army at times. As soon as they win the ball, they all move together so well.
And as we say, speed kills, and they certainly have plenty of it up top. It's not just the speed so much as the explosive first step that just leaves the defense in their tracks.
On the high school level, the speed can really be deadly, but once you get to the college and professional level, the speed really evens out because everybody's as fast as you are. That's why it's good to start working now on your positioning away from the ball and learning how to play without it.
Skills. And we'll have a white throw. Old Bridge in their dark purple jerseys with black numbers.
You're not going to forgive them for that, are you?
No, never. I have a mind to go out and buy them white shirts. O'Reilly in a crowded midfield. Trying to force a pass through there. Now she breaks free. Davis switches to the left side. Back to Hendrick. Try to touch it over the top to O'Reilly or Davis, but no luck. Davis, who's been quiet so far, now gets through, trying to squeeze through two, spins around. O'Reilly down to the corner. Does a good job forcing a play. Stapleton with a crack right at the defender. Rubello looked like he took it in the chin that time with the ball. Nice patient play by the Bears.
That's good composure there by Stapleton. Nice turn on the ball.
Davis needing a little more steam on that through pass to get it through. Barbado with Johnson in pursuit. Lines of defense and offense starting to spread out a little too much out there, leaving big gaps. Surprised right now, we're almost 17 minutes in, and we have yet to see a substitution from the Lady Bears. Highly unusual.
You know, it's interesting, too, from an Old Bridge standpoint. Here you have Jen Rebello, who's normally a striker, as we see right here, being assigned to just cover Heather O'Reilly when she touches the ball. And the Old Bridge offense having a difficult time adjusting to being without Rebello up top.
Nice move by Stapleton. And she'll draw a throw in. A wispy, fast kid. Stapleton is one of those razor-thin kids who is like lightning out there. But she can throw the weight around if she needs to. Bonnie Reese, only a junior, but the matronly one of this young Bear team. O'Reilly with a leap to keep the ball in bounds.
Now, it's interesting to watch O'Reilly now playing on the far side of the field. It's unusual to see a freshman have such a willingness to play almost anywhere in the park. Mostly some of your young kids feel they're limited, you know, if they're assigned to a right wing spot, that they don't go anywhere but up and down the field on the right-hand side. And that also makes it difficult to mark her, because a lot of high school kids sometimes get hung up into the fact that they're supposed to be in the, you know, A section of the field all game long. And here you have O'Reilly just causing all kinds of problems for the Old Bridge defense, switching from left to right.
Well, if that's the case and they're going to mark it, you can watch for some wide open Bears players, as we could see Stapleton around the right side with nobody within 40 yards of her if they can get the ball over. And, you know, as we've alluded to before, just because you have a lot of seniors on the team doesn't mean you have a lot of experience. And on the other side of the coin, you can have some young kids there that are seasoned veterans, just about.
Here's where Old Bridge is getting used to Rebello not being in there. They're playing the ball forward to Kim Johnston, and she's facing a 1-on-3 every time she touches the ball.
Getting a little kickball game now. Stapleton, tough first touch. Now she's going to fight back for it.
She did well to win that ball back for a throw, and good job by Stapleton. Good hustle.
And the Bears will take another throw in. Old Bridge not able to put together more than a couple of passes at a time at this juncture. I believe the Bears have only had 3 cracks at the goal, one off the iron, one just over, and the one that went in. And 4th shot just wide by Steph Simi. One thing you don't want to do is keep a team in the game. It's one thing to possess the ball, it's the other one to put it in the back of the net.
Yeah, no question. Old Bridge has played almost 90% defense in the first half so far. We're midway through the first half, and they've played a majority of this game on their heels playing defense. And I think, having only let up 1 goal midway through the first half based on the outcome of their first game, in which they let up 8 goals in the game, they would have to be pleased with this effort so far.
Well, they've held O'Reilly to only 1 goal in 21 minutes. Team's flooded on the far side of the field. Not a lot of vision at this point.
So here you have
breaking down 2-on-5 again.
And you have Johnston, who's a good ball handler and good speed, but you're asking her to match up against 3 players.
Coach Kosa warming up a couple of players down the sideline, getting ready for their turn. Bisque on defense, turns the ball over. Hendricks way back from her forward position, which means there's an open spot. Unger with the volley out. Open space down there. O'Reilly just lurking, waiting for a mistake. Puts it through to Davis. She can find Hendrick on the far side. Nice touch through. Can she catch up with it? Hendrick in all alone. Snuffed by Lucci. Hendrick got handcuffed as Lucci came far out of the net and she had no place to go. Nice cross through. Davis score, or Stapleton. Off a beautiful feed. And Ashley Stapleton gives the Lady Bears a 2-0 lead.
That's a terrific goal by Ashley Stapleton. That ball is so hard to play. That short hop, it was with her left foot, and she just played it perfectly. She was able to get her knee over the ball and knock it into the back of the net. Thing hit the back post. You can't draw it up any better than that. Got the ball wide. They got the good cross.
Well, just what we've alluded to so far. They've left her wide open on this far side as the play's been on this side as the play's been on the other side of the field, and nobody's paid attention to her, and she took full advantage of it that time. Allison Sable and Shannon McHale check into the match. O'Reilly and Hendrick getting a rest. As it is senior night here at East Brunswick High School. Senior girls and their parents honored before the match. And here's one of them, Allison Sable. Touched through by Stapleton. McHale gets a piece of it. And whacked away by Olbridge. Alexis Brook. That's Stapleton's 4th goal of the season. Not really the go-to person, but as we said, there's a lot of scorers on this team.
She looked like she scores that goal all the time. I mean, knew right where to be when that cross was coming. Knew physically what she had to do with the short hop ball and buried it in the back of the net. That's an impressive high school goal.
Takes a lot of patience to hold your ground when the ball's on the other side of the field all the time.
I mean, she understood that there was enough momentum coming from that ball that all she needed to do was redirect it and not take a full whack at it. If she takes a crack at that with her laces, that goes about 40 feet over the top of the goal.
Emery Miklik and Jenna Barbado will replace Ashley Stapleton. And Carrie Devine. We have 2/3 of the Barbado threesome in there right now. I think it's the first time I could ever recall seeing 3 kids from the same family on any of the varsity teams here, or any team for that matter.
I don't think you'll get any complaints from Lucosa. He'd take 4 more, I think, if he could get his hands on them.
Well, they have 2 younger girls, too. Long time for them. Nice hustle by Unger. Beautiful play. Kept her poise. A little bit too hard that time. Nice play. She anticipated the pass well, cut it off, and just missed getting it upfield.
One of the hazards of agreeing to play a night game is they have to play on the sloping football field.
Better you say it than me. I say it all the time.
Hey, you're in high school playing a night game. You love being out here.
Breakout again. Good hustle back by the defense. Shannon McHale, who plays with reckless abandon, managed to keep it down that end.
Tell you, if Olbridge is going to make a move and generate some offense, it's going to have to be now while Heather O'Reilly is out of the game for East Brunswick, because that frees up Jen Ribello to stop shadowing O'Reilly and get back up to her normal striker position.
Well, the Bears can smell blood, as you saw about 7 people inside the box just waiting for a cross. Got Jenna Barbado here. Nice feed pass, nobody breaking. Barbado again. Junior Shannon Millinen. Shannon Miller. Lara Alhart getting a break. Simi now playing down the right side. Cuts it in. Just tipped out of the way. Olbridge trying to rush downfield. Bears have numbers back, however. Shannon Miller with a nice interception. Now you got it 3-on-2. They can get the pass through. Had that one extra pass ready on the white side for Jen Rebello, but they couldn't find her. And Ruff scooped it up.
It's good passing sequence by Olbridge that time, trying to take advantage of East Brunswick getting caught up a little bit.
They had made that one extra pass to Rebello. She was in all alone. That comes with anxiety after being down 2 goals. You're in a rush to get that one back, and you do things you might not normally do. Jen Cassio in the middle. Unger gets taken down. She'll catch her breath and look around for some movement out of her Bear teammates. Just over 28 minutes into this first half. If you're just joining us, Phil Peterson and Gordy Deal here from J. Doyle Field in East Brunswick. East Brunswick Bears, Lady Bears on top 2-0 against their rivals in the red division of the Greater Middlesex Conference, Olbridge. Break in, go, just missed. Just tipped wide. Another miscue by the Olbridge defense. Shannon McHale just missed a golden opportunity there, and the rebound came back out.
Well, Stephanie Lucci's been called on a lot so far in this game, and she made a goal-saving effort right there. No question about that.
Unger, nice play. Miller kind of ran over that one. Justine Barbado shadowing Johnson down the left side. Nice play, staying with her.
Well, you can see the offense that Olbridge has generated now as we watched Rebello there on the near side, and what having her up front does for the Olbridge offense. It completely changes the complexion of the game when they have their 2 speedsters and good ball handlers up top. But when Heather O'Reilly comes back in the game for East Brunswick, watch what happens. Rebello will be pulled away from the striker position, have to shadow O'Reilly, and that will take a lot of the air out of the Olbridge offensive sails, if you will.
Even though it's early in the match, it's, again, being senior night. Lucosa takes full advantage of this and, rewards additional time, gets them all in there. They've been around for a long time now. And he gives some valuable rest time to people who are going to, these Olbridge defenders ought to be able to catch their breath at this point in time because they're going to need it later on. Unger's played very savvy back there in defense right now. Patient. McHale. Jenna Barbado taking it through the middle. Nice shield by Davis. Tries to win one-on-one. Two on 4 now.
Here comes Rebella to help out.
Deny her the pass. Nice flick on Jenna Barbado. Nice coverage. And she got nudged. She bounces right back up.
I think Jen Spadafino there just trying to make anything happen. Sensed that there was a chance if she could win that ball and wound up making the push off.
She sent her calling card on that one. O'Reilly and Hendricks patiently waiting their chance to get back into the match. Casio. Nice play by Olbridge. Through the middle, trying to hit Johnston. The knockdown, McHale hits the deck. Shot attempt from about 30 yards out, closed down quickly. Miller with a tough touch in her own defensive end. Nice calm defense by Alon Unger. Sophomore in her first season as varsity. Not panicking under a pressure situation back there.
Well, part of the problem right now is that some of the some of the East Brunswick strikers are not coming back to help out in the midfield defensively. That's giving Olbridge the extra offensive ability to attack and make things dangerous. Now Heather O'Reilly is getting set to check back into the game. Watch the way the complexion of the game changes and what Olbridge has to do to adjust to her being in when she comes in. Let's see if Olbridge is able to keep up the amount of offensive pressure.
And the fans go wild.
And we'll watch Rebello. She has not made a move yet to go shadow O'Reilly, and now she is. That's Rebello racing into your picture there to go pick up O'Reilly.
And that will take away any offense that Olbridge had mustered.
Exactly. Now when Olbridge sends the ball forward, they're going to basically be forced back into the kick and run type game and get away from the good tactical game they had played for the past 10 minutes when O'Reilly was out. And now you're asking Kim Johnston to go in a 1-on-3, 1-on-4 situation every time she touches the ball.
Well, the question for any of these freshmen that are playing was whether they would be able to take it physically from shot lined up, score! A rocket off the foot of Tara Davis gives the Bears a 3-0 lead. She was left all alone out front of miscue. The ball found its way right to her foot, and she hammered a shot from about 30 yards in at Lucci. Had no chance on whatsoever.
We've seen two tremendous goals here. The first goal by O'Reilly was a great individual effort in which she beat the keeper one-on-one, and then we've seen Stapleton knock in a volley from the left wing side on a short hop, and then we see Davis drill a wide open shot. You know, we could talk about playing man-to-man defense and watch what Jen Rebello is doing with Heather O'Reilly and how close she's marking her. Well, that's the way defense is supposed to be played all the time when you play man-to-man defense. And East Brunswick exploited it there because if you're not going to pick up Tara Davis, she's going to burn you with that type of shot.
And here we go. O'Reilly's going to have another break in. She's going to touch it right over the top and into the net. The Bears again.
I told you to watch the changing complexion of the game when O'Reilly came back in. The Olbridge offense completely shut down, and she's been in for a minute and a half, and they've scored 2 more goals.
2 goals in 17 seconds by the Davis and O'Reilly combination. That has completely deflated the Olbridge team as they walk ever so slowly upfield. Now with O'Reilly, she was no secret anymore after getting her Star Ledger Player of the Week as a freshman, which is a highly unusual honor at that stage of her career.
And it's not just that Heather O'Reilly is a standout freshman on any old team. She's a standout freshman on one of the best teams in the state.
You can be the best player, but if you don't have some teammates with you,
no doubt about it,
makes it an awful lot harder to accomplish anything.
And one of the things that Heather will need to develop as the years go by and people start shadowing her the way Rebello is today and even double teaming her, will be learning to play more with her back to the goal, being dangerous away from the ball and creating different kinds of opportunities from her teammates.
I just saw a nice play right there. She had her back and feathered it back towards the middle. It's the ability to recognize the double and triple teams that's going to make any of them more effective.
Yep. She'll play more with her head up, looking around, and when she is double teamed, she'll know immediately who everybody is.
I think think the Bears' offense is all the more confident with Alana Unger playing back there. Very smooth so far. And only a sophomore.
Now Riley with a good step through there of 2 players to win that ball and poke it free.
Well, we still have 2 Barbado sisters on the field. Only Jenna Barbado was out, and Ashley Barbado was assumed to stop her position. O'Reilly nudged from behind by Rebello. She's going to be thoroughly frustrated now that not only can't she score, but she can't stop O'Reilly from scoring either. Unger to Stapleton, another break down the right side. See what she can do with it. By Rebello, nice feather across. O'Reilly, what's she going to do? Cuts over to her left. Somehow pokes it through. And we get called for an offside. Because I think everybody was surprised she was going to be able to poke her through at that point. Well, the last TV match we did, she was fighting a heavy cold. Today she looks A-okay. Ashley Barbado. Joanne Phillips, a senior on a frustrated Old Bridge team. Shannon Miller. Bears content to play make away from Old Bridge right now. So they've got a commanding 4-0 lead.
Good job by Rebello, showing good speed to come over and clear that ball.
Stapleton. Rebello takes one off the nugget there. Grass getting a bit moist with a cold and damp night air. See a lot of slipping and sliding now. To really feel for those cold people sitting down there in those stands. O'Reilly one-on-one. Opts to dish it off to Ashley Barbado, trailing down the middle.
Ashley a little aggressive with the hands there. Almost got away with it.
Comes from having 4 younger sisters and fighting for the food at the dinner table.
No doubt about it. But look where the ball is. Look where she committed the foul. Well into the Old Bridge half of the field. Coaches don't mind that.
Now it gives your team a chance to get back. Hendrick. Dragging it down. Oh, nice combination play. Shake free of the defense. Barbado being dogged. And a tag team tandem against Erin Walsh. She tries to find out which truck hit and ran.
I think we had a little miscommunication between Ashley Barbado and
the Ashley twins.
Stapleton.
And Stapleton.
Stapleton on the near sideline. Somebody needed to call one of them off the ball, and instead they both went for the ball at the same time, and they had a threesome collision there.
O'Reilly busting down the right side. He's got Hendrick on the far side there. Tries to cut it across. Dangerous with the left foot as well. Stapleton tries to volley it in. And she gets a gold medal in the goalie leap as she avoids clipping Lucci with her cleats. And that'll do it in the first half. Bears started off slowly, scoring 8.5 minutes in. O'Reilly. Then at the 23-minute mark, Ashley Stapleton followed with a beautiful volley into the net. Put up Bears up 2-0. And then 2 rapid-fire goals from Tara Davis and O'Reilly again, only 17 seconds apart. And Old Bridge has got to be stunned at this point, never imagining that was going to happen again to them.
You know, they did well early on in the first half because the first goal they gave up came with still 31 minutes left to play. So 10 minutes had gone by when O'Reilly got the first goal, and that held up for another about 12 minutes or so because the second goal didn't come till there was 17:21 left to play. And at that point, Old Bridge had managed to stay in the game. And then we watched O'Reilly come down and take a break after the Stapleton second goal. It's 2-0. O'Reilly comes out of the game. Old Bridge manages to push forward and get some offense because they were able to release Rebello and get her forward. And all of a sudden, Old Bridge had some offense. Then O'Reilly came back into the game, and a minute and a half later, and in about a 30-second span, East Brunswick scored 2 goals, and the game is almost out of reach.
It's almost unfair, isn't it? We'll be back for the second half shortly.
All right, getting set for second half action. East Brunswick and Old Bridge. EB with the 4-0 lead. Heather O'Reilly with a pair of goals. Ashley Stapleton, Tara Davis have added goals. This was a 1-0 game midway through the first half. Then East Brunswick erupted. So here we go with the kickoff.
See what strategy Coach Lozzie had at halftime. Try to slow down the bleeding of this compound fracture.
Well, I think one of the things he said was we need to play better man-to-man defense. There's too many girls were too open in the first half.
Well, the way the Bears buzz around up front, looks like they have 14 players on the field.
Justine Barbado knocks it up for East Brunswick. The flank play has worked well for them. They've had O'Reilly racing up the right sideline a number of times. She's been so difficult to track for the Old Bridge defense.
Well, every goal that's been scored has been set up from a flank play. Even the one Davis got was a ball that came right from the right side.
Mm-hmm. And Old Bridge will get a goal kick coming out. Just underway, second half, 4-0 East Brunswick. Old Bridge hung tough for a long period of time in the first half. And the floodgates opened.
Look for Coach Kosa to use everyone on his bench in this second half.
Tara Davis playing the ball forward. Hendricks takes a look but won't be able to catch up, and it'll be another goal kick. A chilly October night under the lights here at J. Doyle Field. Heather O'Reilly gets a touch but played it with the hand. The referee caught her. Free kick Old Bridge. Aaron Walsh sizing things up for Old Bridge.
I get the impression it'll be a moral victory for Old Bridge if they can give up less than 4 goals and a half to this team.
Yeah, I don't think that's out of the question. I think if you're Rob Lozzie, the head coach at Old Bridge, you're trying to do better than you did last time in an 8-1 defeat.
Well, they gave up 4 goals in all 3 halves they've played East Brunswick so far, so you got to grasp for anything you can. And it's not inconceivable that these two teams could meet in the conference semifinals or finals, which will be held in Old Bridge. But if they do meet, there will be a huge psychological advantage. As we got O'Reilly breaking in.
O'Reilly in the box with pressure. Gets sent backwards momentarily. There's a good cross, top of the box, cleared away. That's good clear by Olbridge, high and wide. Barbato with the chip. Olbridge got away with a handball. Here's Simi.
Well, it's getting dangerous for Olbridge. They're still trying to pull that offside trap, and these quick touches are going to burn them.
Olbridge with pressure and a 2-on-1 opportunity. This is Johnston in a 1-on-1 with Barbato. And Barbato goes to the floor to make the tackle. Played wide. Chip inside. Good battle. That's terrific defense there.
Very lucky there, as you thought for a moment when the Olbridge player goes down and they're behind 4-0, that the referee was thinking about putting the whistle to his mouth.
Here's Carrie Devine playing forward, looking for the race, and she's got it. Tara Davis couldn't quite catch up to it. Devine will take the throw. Just about 5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Looking for Hendricks. And cleared out by Olbridge. Another throw for the Lady Bears. Devine with a toss for Davis. Tried to lay it off for Hendricks. Devine winds up with it. Service far side. Weak side O'Reilly there. Looking for her third. And a shot and a goal.
Like Steph Simi.
Took their eye off Simi for just a moment, and like we saw Tara Davis do in the first half, left alone at the top of the box. And a clear look at the net for Simi, and she buried it in the left corner. No chance for Lucci. So East Brunswick now up 5-0. Olbridge trying to mount some type of attack. It's been a tough going. Here's Devine. Up the wing. On the run, Hendricks.
They're toying with him now, crossing the ball left to right, right to left.
Ashley Stapleton tied up on the far side. Ball out of bounds, Olbridge throw in. Lara Eilhart in the middle. Try to play up Davis on the right wing, but is picked off. But Davis comes back to win it. Good hustle by Davis. Creates for her team, and they're back on the attack. Here's Devine with a chance. Oh, well played. Hendricks snuck in behind the defense. Olbridge again, able to survive it. We see Rebello still on Riley.
Lucci's a bit shell-shocked back there. She's fortunate she didn't get it chipped over when she came way off her line.
It's interesting that Rebello would still be marking O'Reilly. I think Olbridge at this point might release her and maybe hope that Kosa would give O'Reilly a break and maybe some of the night off and have Rebello maybe try to create something offensively.
Like you talked about moral victories, I guess to keep her under 4 goals in a match would be a success.
I think if you're Rob Laza, you're not all that concerned about what Heather O'Reilly is doing at this point, trying to manage her personal stats. I think he's hoping his team can gain some type of knowledge from this thumping that they're taking here tonight.
Well, they got pasted by Piscataway in a game they thought they could win the other day. So right now they're probably the 3rd best team in the red division. They were hoping to be much further along than that at this point.
Well, they had a lot of rebuilding to do after last year. A lot of internal problems with Old Bridge. Here's a chance for Davis in a 1-on-2 spot here. Ball pops free, sends across, and Lucci able to punch it away. Eight minutes gone by, second half. Devine with a play for Eilhart. Can't beat two players, and Old Bridge on the attack.
Everybody from the Knights sitting back waiting for something to happen instead of taking the initiative.
Old Bridge is tactically not a bad team, and they're not a technically bad team. And when Rebello is playing the position she's used to playing up front, they can be very strong, but they're not as fast as East Brunswick, nor are they technically as good or tactically as good, and that's really the only difference here. A big difference, and it's got you a 5-goal deficit right now, but this is not an Old Bridge team that doesn't know what they're doing. They're well coached.
Oh, making Rebello do something she's not used to doing is drastically changed the chemistry for Old Bridge. And right now it's creating a lot of chances for the Bears.
Great ball by O'Reilly trying to set up.
That was Tara Davis running through again.
Davis running on. Couldn't quite connect.
Unger moving very smoothly for a big kid out there. She doesn't seem, she's more of a finesse player than what you might think at first glance.
She's been steady all game. See Old Bridge really trying to shrink the field. Here comes Davis in a foot race with help from O'Reilly. A collision with Lucci, ball pops free. And both players a little slow getting up. O'Reilly comes up hobbled a little bit, but she's on her feet, trying to jog it off. Big collision. Boy, Lucci's seen a couple of those tonight as Old Bridge goalie, and more on than one occasion with O'Reilly. Both players appear to be okay.
It's bad enough that time the ball went just past Davis. Just when you think she's going to get it, there's O'Reilly to meet you on the other side, so you get double.
She's just a vulture. That's another thing about O'Reilly, her anticipation.
Well, from the first time we saw him in that Brick Memorial game, which was arguably an extremely tough test for him, they have gelled. I mean, you don't mind taking early season losses if it's you're gonna benefit from in terms of growth, and you'd rather play good teams. You gain nothing by playing weaklings or lesser teams and piling up scores and stats.
Allison Sable in the lineup now.
They have a goalkeeping change for the Bears as well. Sophomore Alyssa Kasar will give Melissa Ruff the rest of the night off.
Sable has replaced O'Reilly. Lucosa wanted to make sure his freshman phenom is okay after the collision with Lucci.
I'd be surprised at this point if you see O'Reilly anymore tonight, but you never know.
Well, I think it's difficult for coach to manage that. If he puts her in, he doesn't want to give the appearance that he's trying to run things up, but by the same token, she's only a freshman. She needs playing time. Certainly an awkward spot. I mean, when you break it right down, Heather O'Reilly has only played 9 high school games, this being her 10th. she's still learning to play with a lot of these girls on this level.
Well, hopefully we'll be watching her play in the third week in November on a Saturday down at the college in New Jersey.
But you can see what it does for coach sometimes, because Luke Host is not interested in running the score up, but what's he going to do? Deny his freshman some playing time? Sable with a chance, couldn't connect. Lucci with a good block, and then Sable pushed it wide.
I don't know if Lucci's so much making some savvy saves at this point as just hurling her body in the direction of the ball and hoping that it hits.
And one thing about Lucci, she is not afraid. Likes to dive, doesn't mind getting dirty. A lot of grass stains on the elbows. And
well, this is the perfect game. This is a perfect game for her then.
I think without Lucci in there, this game might be 8-0.
You think the goalie for Old Bridge on the sideline over there is wondering if she'd like to go in?
Davis trying to create, but has it poked away. East Brunswick reorganizing on defense. Played back to Justine Barbado. Old Bridge coming forward for the first time in a while.
Almost cost him as Bonnie Reese tried to sprint through, but the ball just short.
Keeper Lucci caught out. This time Old Bridge able to clear. Eilhart running on. There's a collision. And Old Bridge able to clear. Here's Devine. Another service over the top, and Sable whistled offsides. You know, Old Bridge has been committed to the offsides trap, and one thing as a high school coach, I guess I didn't trust a two-man officiating crew to always get the offsides call right. Different when you have linesmen, and you can rely on that, but difficult to work on the offsides trap so hard in practice and then expect the referees to hold up their end of the bargain.
Well, you got a quick passing team like the Bears. You know, we said at the outset before there was any score in this match, when we recognized the offside trap, that this could be a problem for Old Bridge if it breaks down, and it surely has. And that being said, the goals really haven't been caused by a breakdown in the offsides trap.
No, the goals have been caused by,
if it had.
by lack of marking on defense. Good communication that time. Justine Barbado calling off her teammate to make the clear. Here comes Sable. Look out. There comes Lucci again. There's another collision. Sable went down hard and tumbled a couple of times, but she appears to be okay. Just another bruise for Lucci. She's going to need an ice bath after this game is over. Here comes Barbado again, the freshman stepping up, feeding the ball wide after winning it. Great play. Good composure for a freshman.
Nice play, nice touch.
Good job of clearing, feeling the pressure of two Old Bridge strikers on her back. Barbado just dumps it wide, plays it safe, gives the team time to get back. Lisa Kelleher with the throw in for Old Bridge. Played wide to Johnston, unable to catch up with it, and once again cleared by Barbado. So we're getting a look at an East Brunswick program overall now that is relying on freshmen as its sweepers. The boys are using Danny Miller, and now the girls have gone to Justine Barbado in this game.
And the two of them just happen to be good friends.
Boy, I don't think there's not a foundation to build on here. The rich get richer. Well, that's good back pressure by Sable. Although she needs to have the player turned inside so she can't turn around and belt the ball out of bounds. Try to force that defensive player into your teammates where they are on the inner part of the field. There's Reese.
I think this late in the match with a 5-0 score, you'll probably see Tara Davis taking a seat soon.
Now getting a look at Jamie Pease. who wears number 9, and also Shannon Miller, who's back in. And on cue, Tara Davis takes a breather.
And Lara Alhart.
So Alhart and Davis to the bench. And Pease and Miller enter.
Lon Unger getting a little offensive taste there.
Yeah, offsides call.
Charlie had 3 more people to fight through, and then she'd have had a crack at that goal.
Almost midway through the second half, East Brunswick in command, leading at 5-0. I've always found it interesting to watch the cycles of how teams sometimes get close to East Brunswick and can play with them during some years, but they never catch up and stay year in and year out. Old Bridge had a good run a couple of years ago. They were able to play somewhat even with East Brunswick. Managed to tie.
Piscataway thought this was their year too, and then
Piscataway actually managed to win
last year. Bears went over there and shut them out 3-0 this year.
You know, so teams get close every now and then when these cycles of high school players come around. But East Brunswick, it never changes.
Oh,
the talent is there year in and year out. There's never a falling off. There's never really a tumbling to earth. It's just an elite program year in and year out.
I think it's a tribute to all those moms and dads who go out there and work with these kids when there's not that many people. It's getting better these days, but there's not that many people that really played soccer in their days. All baseball players. Kesar with her first save of the night.
If you're a goalie like Kesar in a game like this for East Brunswick, not getting a lot of action on defense on a chilly October night, well, your hands might go numb by the time you touch the ball. Bridge trying to mount something. Spadafino plays forward for Johnston. Guess who's there? Barbado.
Hasn't changed up the defense much at this point. You got to keep some unit on the field with some consistency. He's been moving people around all over the place, but defense is playing together very well out there.
Here comes Reese looking for help. Up the flank, intended for Sable. Intercepted by Olbridge. Spadafino. Played to Cassio, who was running on. Now up the left wing. Simi trying to step in. There's a shot, and it's wide. It's one of the best chances Old Bridge has had tonight, and there's I think a prime example of what each team has done with the ball in certain spots. For East Brunswick, those open shots have been goals, and for Old Bridge, that one was pushed wide.
Well, Old Bridge again is getting anxious as well. A lot of the Bears' chances, there were a couple of long goals.
Spadafino with the rip.
Kesar a little too far off the line there.
A good hit by Spadafino trying to go high. A little too high. Kelleher punches it back in. Barbado knifing through the offense to get the clear. Old Bridge clears up the near sideline. Safe play that time by Deanna Piovasan. .17:45 left to play. It's been all EB. A couple of spurts for Old Bridge, but nothing extraordinarily dangerous.
Bonnie Reese would love to overlap through everyone.
Got a little bit of help. A little bit of help from Pease that time, who stepped over the ball and allowed her to continue to carry. Old Bridge throw in.
lot of playing time for everyone tonight. Using everybody on the bench that isn't in a cast or on a crutch.
Jessica Naviello, number 8, is getting set to check in.
And Allison Bluefield.
Allison Bluefield as well, who wears number 2. Bluefield coming in for Bonnie Reese on the near sideline. And Naviello coming in for Ashley Stapleton. Goal kick coming out for Old Bridge.
With about 16 minutes left in the match. Right now, you're looking at a lot of kids getting some valuable varsity playing time, trying to work some combinations. I guess what we're trying to say is just keep the ball out of their net, preserve the shutout.
You know, Luke Cosa said a couple of games ago when we broadcasted the Brick game that one of his biggest concerns was really just managing ways to get kids playing time. Nice problem to have. Carrie Devine takes a breather. Anne-Marie Micklick is in. Anne-Marie will play in the back. She wears number 10.
You can't win as a coach. If you play too many kids, everybody complains they didn't get enough playing time. If you don't use the kids out there, they're complaining because you were leaving kids on the bench. So,
now, those complaints come mainly from parents who don't know what they're talking about.
Gordy Deal said that, not Phil
That's
Peters.
been my experience.
That's why they pay the coaches the big bucks.
That's right.
Right now, the Bears are just playing out the string, seeing if anybody can take charge up front. Micklick being ridden.
Here comes Bluefield up the left flank. A little too much for Sable.
Probably wish she had hit that with her left foot on this near sideline. Give it a chance to stay in with this crown field.
Mm-hmm. Wow, Pease got dumped to be able to play the ball forward. Spadafino later out. Pease got right back up. Tough customer. Here's Simi battling Spadafino in the midfield. Spadafino comes away with it. Play up top for Rebello. I think Rebello's just excited to be on offense and not having to chase around Heather O'Reilly. She feels some freedom, I think.
She'd be happy to have the freedom in a closer game.
Oh, no question. Kelleher clears forward for Old Bridge. Johnston running on in a 1-on-2 spot. Gets knocked down in the box, and they're going to call a penalty kick.
You watch Kesar in a penalty kick. She gets herself set well.
The Spadafino will do the honors for Old Bridge. Best player will step forward and take the PK. Just under 13 minutes to go. This could break the shutout and cut into a 5-goal deficit. Kesar moving laterally along the line. Makes the save, punched it off the post. Ball is still loose, and Kesar got spiked by Spadafino.
Tremendous save.
And now a little bit of pushing and shoving after the play. The referee quickly steps in and makes sure Kesar's okay. Spadafino came in hard after the loose ball.
Kesar thrives in these one-on-one situations. She's done it many times in club ball.
Boy, did she come up big.
Big time save.
Big time. And a frustrated Spadafino unable to deliver.
I think that about seals it for Old Bridge, any attempt. I mean, that just fuels the rest of the team when things like that happen.
We see some rough stuff from Aaron Walsh now. No doubt Old Bridge is frustrated, but they're getting beat by a better team. It's not like they're losing to an inferior team and playing a poor game. They're just outmatched.
Quite honestly, that was a quality penalty kick, too. She stepped forward.
Yeah, that ball was ticketed for the lower right-hand corner. Kesar guessed the right way. She had been bouncing up and down on her feet. She was ready.
Now Lukos is going to have another problem on his hands.
Bluefield punches it forward, and Old Bridge clears. Here's Kelleher. Make that Walsh.
You're not having trouble with those black numbers, are you?
And a whistle and a foul. Ilana Unger had made the move at the midfield, then got dumped.
It's like we may potentially have the three sisters on the field at the same time here.
Now we're going to get to watch Ashley Barbado check in, along with her sister Jenna. Justine Barbado already in the game sweeping. A lot to talk about at the Barbado dinner table these days, isn't there?
Usually too busy eating.
All right, here we go. Let's see, if Justine stays in, we will have 3 Barbados on the field.
I don't think you'll see Jenna playing sweeper.
And there you have it.
The last time I remember sisters was when the twins, Chris and Casey Black, a number of years back.
What a dangerous duo those two were.
We've had the Raby sisters, but never 3.
Here's a foot race. Allison Sable with a left-footed cross, and it hits the side of the net. Good effort by Sable.
Fought her way all the way down that left side. Shoulder charge. Good clean play all around.
Little jersey tugging going on. Sable did well to fight through it and get the cross off. Just needed to curl it back out a little bit more. Lisa Kelleher, the senior, is going to check out for Old Bridge now.
Cheerleaders trying to inspire the standing room only crowd. They're out here all the time.
Kelleher gets a breather in favor of number 6, Joanne Phillips, for Old Bridge. Here's Barbado. Clearing the ball high and wide. All you youngsters watching out there, that's the only way to clear the ball. High and wide out of the defensive third. Oh, nice feed by Sable. On a tripping foul. And we call on Shannon McHale, who had a breakaway but got the feet tied up with the defender. And Old Bridge will take it the other way.
McHale is another one you will never find with a clean uniform at the end of a match.
Out of bounds for Old Bridge on the far sideline with about 8:15 left to play. Still 5-0 East Brunswick. Heather O'Reilly with a pair of goals. Ashley Stapleton has added one. Tara Davis has added one. Stephanie Simi has added one.
Right now, Bears with everyone back except Allison Sable. And Old Bridge with everybody up for the most part. Could be a foot race here.
Sable breaks 3 from the pack. Good poke away by Old Bridge. And they're able to play it forward. Deanna Piovison with a good clear that time. Here's Piovison again. Nice back heel by Spadafino to create a little something here. Rubello unable to come up with the ball for Old Bridge, and Kesar steps in and gobbles it up.
is a goalie who now has all the confidence she needs after that penalty kick save.
Well, you're not kidding. Only a sophomore, Alyssa Kesar, stepped in and saved the penalty kick by Old Bridge's best player.
Ironically enough, she's also got some varsity playing time as a softball catcher last year too. So
here's Sable with the change of fields, looking for McHale.
saving that penalty kick seemed like a piece of cake compared to some of these windmill pitches she has to field.
6.5 to play. 5-0 East Brunswick. They will improve to 8-1-1 on the season. Old Bridge falls back to 6-4. Old Bridge will have 4 losses after tonight's game, and half of them will be to East Brunswick.
A strong quality win like this, you may see the team start to inch up in the Star Ledger rankings. They came in this week ranked number 19. And they still have a tough remaining schedule.
A loss to Brick by a 1-0 score and a tie with Westfield. The only blemishes on the East Brunswick record.
And Westfield is still undefeated. These kids better get to bed right when they get home. They have an afternoon game tomorrow.
Jenna Barbado trying to clear, looking for help. Now McHale. Here's Sable. Pease with the overlap. And the ball gets whacked off of Pease. It'll be an Old Bridge throw. 5 minutes to play. There's Bluefield. Sable running on in a 1-on-1. And it's poked out for an East Brunswick throw. Going to get a look at Lauren Hendricks back in the game for EB. And McHale got knocked down again, but is back up in pursuit. And offsides. A chance for Old Bridge. They go to Rebello, but Barbado there to pick it off.
Wards are off with one hand, keeps the ball with her feet.
She hasn't lost a 1-on-1 match all game long. Nobody's beaten her. Good hustle to try and save it by McHale, and as you mentioned, doesn't take long for that uniform to get dirty. No. She is all about grit. 3.5 to go.
Well, mercifully, we will not have an overtime situation tonight.
Deanna Piovison out of the game for Old Bridge. And they'll do it again. Lisa Kelleher the throw, the flick by Johnston, now a clear by Barbado. Off of Johnston for an EB throw.
Nice keep by McHale with a head. No matter who's been out in the field, done a monster job of defense tonight. It's infectious.
Teamwork, success, EBHS. Teamwork, success, EBHS. Teamwork, success.
Kelleher again with the throw. Off the head of Bluefield and out of bounds. They'll do it again. 2.5 to play. I mentioned Old Bridge with 4 losses, 2 of them to East Brunswick. They have also lost to Piscataway by a 5-2 count and to Cranford by a 2-1 score. There's a long cross. Kesar there. Punches the ball and everything near it. And she's able to clear.
And if you notice, on her way out to punch that ball away, she had time to fix her hair in the process.
Good job by Kesar. McHale getting help from Bluefield. This is going to be, that could have been trouble. Playing the ball back with all that pressure. And a whistle and a handball is going to go against Anne-Marie Miklik. Erin Walsh plays forward for Old Bridge, now wins it in the midfield. Play to Cassio, back to Walsh. Less than 2 minutes to go. The team is really kind of just whacking the ball between the 30s. Heather O'Reilly and Tara Davis out of the game has made a big difference in the amount of offense generated.
O'Reilly's been out since the 12-minute mark of the second half.
Yep.
I think more as a precautionary thing after she took a whack on the top part of her foot.
Yeah, she was involved in a pretty good collision with Stephanie Lucci, the Old Bridge keeper. Those two will see a lot of each other the next 3 years at least, since Lucci's only a sophomore and O'Reilly being the freshman.
As we said, it's not inconceivable that these two teams could meet up in the conference semifinals or finals.
And I suppose the state tournament as well. Both being Group 4 schools.
Well, that's one tournament the Bears have to get over the hump on. The last 2 years they've been eliminated by Bridgewater in the first round, something they have never been accustomed to.
There's an offsides. A little over anxious here in the waning moments.
Should be about it.
It's McHale offsides. About one step ahead. Lucci comes forward to take the kick. Time winding down. Kesar and Ruff will share in the shutout for East Brunswick. But Kesar was certainly presented with the more difficult of the opportunities in having to save a penalty kick off the foot of Jen Spadafino, and was equal to the task.
Do you think she'll make a tape of this game?
That's the ball game. Final score, East Brunswick 5 and Old Bridge nothing.
Yeah, just to recap the scoring, O'Reilly got the Bears on top 8.5 minutes into the first half. Followed 14 minutes later by Ashley Stapleton on a beautiful volley. And then in a span of 17 seconds, Tara Davis and O'Reilly again closed out the scoring in the first half. I guess you could call it a moral victory for Old Bridge because they held the Bears to one halftime second half goal by Stephanie Simi early in the half, and that was it. And as you stated, a clutch penalty save by Alyssa Kesar preserved the shutout for the Bears. And they'll move to 8-1, 8-1-1.
I think that was a turning point for maybe Kesar's confidence as well. Got in there, and certainly one of the better players and more accomplished players around in Jen Spadafino. Turns aside her penalty kick, and not only that, then snuffs out the rebound, which had only bounded maybe 2 yards away from the goal. So a good job by Kesar coming in relief of Melissa Ruff.
Well, they're coming into prime. They're prime now as we head towards the tournaments.
So that'll do it from here. Final score again: East Brunswick 5, Old Bridge nothing. Old Bridge falls to 6-4 on the season. East Brunswick improves to 8-1-1. For the crew here at Channel 8, my partner Phil Peterson, I'm Gordy Deal. Have a good night.